Our day began celebrating the life of our friend Craig Sager, who died last week after a long fight against leukemia. Hundreds, including NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, Spurs coach Greg Popovich, many of us from the Turner sports family, gathered to remember and rejoice in the spectacular way Craig lived his 65 years.
When I think of what drew the three of us to Craig as kindergartners, it's really the same qualities that enabled each of you to draw to him and consider him your friend. Simply, he lived each day as an adventure. In his SB speech, Craig said he chose to live life full of fun, full of love. The glass was never half empty, always half full. That was Sag at age 5 and at age 65.
There was never just a normal day with my dad. Every day and every outfit was absolutely outrageous. As I'm sure you can guess, I did not buy this for myself. A certain someone got this for me for Christmas last year. It's not the normal attire, just like Randy. I'm normally not in rainbow-colored fringe jackets. I'll never forget the times that I've had with my dad. Just one specific example was we were down in Miami. He had the day off. There wasn't a heat practice or a game, so we just hopped on a plane and flew to the Bahamas. Didn't discuss it, just went right ahead. There was never a plan with Dad. He just wanted to make every single day the best it could possibly be.
He must have been an amazing father. I mean, yeah, he was a good dad, but he was a better wingman. Back in the day, my go-to first date move was to take a guy to a game with me and my dad to see if he could hang. My sophomore year at Georgia Tech, I was dating a football player, and we met my dad at a Braves game. He asked him what position he played, and when he told him he was a linebacker, my dad asked, "Oh, have you tackled my daughter yet?"
We are so proud of him, and our incredible life together will always be our life story. So I will never forget that you never gave in. We will continue making the most out of life as our lives demand the most out of us. We will live our lives full of love and full of fun. It's the only way we know how. Thank you, Dad, and go Cubs!
The man that we reflect upon this day was just a treasure. The number of folks who he inspired, there's just no way to measure. At the ESPYs, when they got that honor name for Jimmy V, in a room of marquee players, Craig's the guy they came to see. He delivered the most eloquent and heartfelt speech that night. He displayed that in our darkest times, one man can be a light. The line we'll all remember, cut through sorrow like a knife. Time, Craig said with passion, is simply how you live your life. And so amid the tears and all the memories we cherish now, we say farewell to our friend Segs and make this humble vow. There's no way to gauge the days we have, no way to know how long. But know this, Craig, will do our best to live them Sager strong.
Really poignant service this afternoon, or this morning and this afternoon in Marietta, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. The kind that, I don't know, for me, makes you appreciate life even more. And you come away inspired as much as you are sad about the loss of a friend. The Auto Trader pregame show is underway here from Atlanta. Matt Weiner, Steve Smith, Isaiah Thomas, you guys were both in attendance as well. And you just couldn't come away from that not appreciating Craig and the affection for him, but also being reminded just how important life really is.
You're totally right, Matt. And the one thing I came, it was just celebration, Isaiah, man. And we got a chance to see everybody tell stories about Craig. His kids were fantastic. And you looking back, knowing Craig myself for 27 years, this is the way he would want it. And getting a chance to talk to Stacy, his wife, at Jocks and Jills afterwards, he wanted everybody to raise a Bud Light for him. And
Yep.
Craig Sager was one of those guys, pros pro, I think the GOAT, the best ever sideline reporter ever. But the times we had, the advice he gave me, how to be a husband, how to be a dad, and some of the things I should do, it was just phenomenal. And advice in his business. I had all smiles today, Isaiah, and that's not usually when you go to a service like that. I was in all smiles, knowing this is the way he would want all of us to get a chance to celebrate him.
I think you're absolutely right. You know, I didn't see too many tears shed. It was definitely a celebration of a celebrated life. And, you know, the thing that was amazing to me today is that, you know, how many people came from different parts of the country. Mm-hmm. You know, he never scored a point. He never got a rebound. He didn't coach a team. He didn't trade players. But yet he impacted the sport and totally made it stop when he stopped. You know, you had the commissioner there today. I mean, to me, it was just a remarkable day seeing everyone show up for this individual who lived a celebrated life and who celebrated life, but wasn't necessarily like, you know, a Hall of Fame basketball player or football player or anything like that. He was just a good dude who loved his work and did it well.
And per Craig's wishes, it was a bright, bold, cheery aesthetic in the room as well. He wanted those who attended to dress loudly, and we did the best we could. Not that we could live up to his standard, but you saw a lot of bright jackets and dresses and ties in the crowd.
And I think to Isaiah's point, Greg Popovich was there.
Yeah.
He has a game
Yep.
in 30 minutes. So that just like what you said, Isaiah, take your hat off to Greg Popovich and people who came from around the world.